Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video. In this video, we have our weekly update of weekly earnings for our yield farming positions. Now in this video, we're going to cover a few things. Obviously, we're going to cover our weekly earnings, my thoughts on the current market, and obviously we're going to cover everything yield farming and DeFi and what's currently going on in the market. And yeah, kind of give my overall thoughts so you can make a decision on what to do. But before we get into it, please hit the like button, subscribe down below if you want to, and turn the notifications on so you don't miss a future video. Make sure to go follow me over on Twitter, link in the description. Check out the Discord servers. They are also in the description. One of them is a free one. The other one is a premium Discord server. There's a few of us in there talking yield farming. If you need any help with yield farming, that's probably the best place to go, one-on-one anyway. But yeah, all things DeFi, passive income within crypto, passive income with outside of crypto, alternative investments, all that good stuff is down below in the description. We jump on calls 3 times a week and all that good stuff. But anyway, with that said, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Always do your own research and be very careful about what you're investing in crypto and DeFi because it is the riskiest stuff in the world. And with that said, let's jump into it. So I'm going to leave 2 links in the description. One of them is for Aperture Finance and the other one is for Crystal, if I can find it. Here it is. Both of these currently have an airdrop. Crystal, you can basically get Crystal tokens for doing these things, swapping. 1 USD as a swap gets you 10 crystals, compounding, doing all of these tasks with your liquidity positions as well, get you Crystal points and that'll be airdropped as tokens. Same with Aperture. You gain points here by doing these tasks. You do need a referral link. I'll leave it in the description. And you can get some points, right? You can get some points here just by doing simple tasks as well. You can get 400 points to kick off. But doing these tasks, basically just using these dApps, get you points that will convert into tokens, basically free money just for using these apps, which we use when yield farming. Anyway, so I'll leave links down there. Okay, so first off, I'm going to go ahead and have a look on DeFi Llama to see what the volume has been. So over on DeFi Llama, you just come and click volume, and then you can untick TVL, and then you can kind of zoom in, right? And you can see the volume over the past few days. Let's do the last few weeks, right? So you can see we were in the few hundred. So this month overall has been not the best in terms of volume. Okay, this is just on base. We need to switch to all. Sorry, that's my bad. Volume here. This month has been pretty slower in terms of volume. But if we zoom out and go to, let's say, the past sort of 9 days, you can see at the peak we were doing 10 billion, and then yesterday we needed 4 billion. So volume is down pretty low, but also the market has been pretty trashed. Now, if we take a look at some of these fees, if we go over to Aperture and then go to campaign liquidity positions and then base, just because I'm on the base chain, right? And we switch to all chains. Let's work out to see how much fees we have made this week. Now, remember, Sui was one of my high sort of earnings. I think it was, a decent chunk of it, 30% of the weekly earnings. So it's not going to be high as the last few weeks, but that's okay because this is DeFi and this is what happens, right? So we have 41.54. I just round these numbers up to make it easier. 9.33 on Optimism, 19.56 on our normie position. And this is the good thing about these meme coin pools that I cover. Yes, these are riskier because, of course, they're meme coins, but sometimes when the volume's low, these meme coin volumes are usually pretty high. So we've made quite a decent amount of fees. I mean, it's over 10% for the week, considering we have like $100 in there. 50, which, by the way, I would not recommend those meme coin pools because this does have some impermanent loss on it. But if you want to take the risk of a tiny amount of, your portfolio, then, I mean, be my guest, I guess. Be my guest, I guess. Okay, that doesn't sound right. But on our arrow position, 52.81. Wheat and Dino, $1.91. I think I'm going to get rid of this because this doesn't really do anything anymore. For the first few days, it was okay, and then this is kind of just fallen off. So I'm probably going to get rid of this and then put it into something else. Same with Anime and Wheat as well. $2.07. Wheat and Fungi, we have $9.92, which again, I'm probably going to rebalance or move these funds out. Arbon USD is out of range currently, but that has made $6.85. This one's out of range. And Wheat and RDAT, again, I mean, we only have $77 in here, but it's made $23.69 for the week, which again, this is down a decent chunk. Wheat and Brett, there's been a lot of stuff going on Brett recently, which I mean, it's just, sort of meme coin talk, I guess. WETH and Toshi, $15.20. And then I believe we're out of range on all the others. So $280 for the week over on Aperture, which again, it's not great, but at the same time, a lot of these positions have been out of range. Like this would usually generate a couple $100 a week. This would usually generate like $100 a week. So volume has just been kind of low. This would usually generate like $50. Again, this would generate like $50 as well. So yeah, I mean, we're missing out on a couple $100 here, but again, that's just because of volume. Okay, next thing we'll take a look at Sui last, but I'm just gonna say there's $9 of fees there, I'm pretty sure. And then we have our recent aerodrome position, which I have put like $3,000 in, which has made us $129. So we've made just under $500 for the week in fees, but I have only been in this for like 5 days, I believe. And on aerodrome, there are a lot of opportunities right now for high APR, especially if you're going into, like WETH and Wells is currently 385%, that's over 1% a day. You've got things like OVN and USDC 333%. OVN is down over the past sort of few days, so about $60. So if you believe in OVN long term, could be good to potentially buy some of. If you're looking at the OVN pool, getting into positions on down days isn't a bad idea. Again, Wells is down pretty drastically over the past few days as well. So if you like the Wells token, which I'd always recommend doing your own research on these projects before you're adding liquidity, because you are holding the token as well, and it would mean you're less inclined to sell when things are down. Okay, so that's where we're at for the week, about $418 in fees, which again is pretty bad, but considering volume's been down, etc., it's not horrendous. I'm okay. I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest, especially when we've only been in this position for about 5 days and we've made like $130, which isn't bad. So that's what we've made for the week so far. Well, yeah, it's Monday, so that's what we made for the week, $418 in fees. Now I'm going to cover the Sui kind of situation right now, because a lot of people are speculating on Sui. A lot of people are kind of worried about it. But look, this is high yield. This was over 500% at one point. I believe in Sui, which is why I put $7,500 into it, because I believe in Sui. Now, if we take a look, I saw someone comment the other day about mentioning the unlock, because there are tokens unlocking tomorrow. Now you can see there are currently 4 million Sui tokens unlocking tomorrow, in about 11 hours. Now, yes, this is a lot. 4 million Sui is unlocking. If we take a look at the price, it's currently $1.19. Now, there's $3.5 million of liquidity over on Turbos. But if you didn't know, there is actually another DEX called Cetus, which is where the majority of the liquidity for Sui is. This is like the main Sui DEX is over on Cetus, and that has $10.6 million of liquidity in. And obviously there's DEXs and stuff like this. So if we take a look and go over here and have a look at Sui, we can see that Sui has a market cap of $1.5 billion, right? So yeah, let's talk about the unlock. So 4 million Sui are unlocking tomorrow. But you have to keep in mind, yes, this is a lot of Sui, it's $4 million. But it's only 0.3. It's not even 1% of the circulating supply. Okay, we have to zoom out and look for a long-term point of view, because yes, short-term, the whole market has kind of been dumping, and I think we'll probably take a little bit more of a dip. If Bitcoin hits 60K, that's fine. Bitcoin will probably bounce over 60K and kind of sit in like the 60K range for a little bit, maybe even dips to high 50s. I don't know. I don't speculate on the market. I invest for the long term. So short term, yes, we may see some more price dips, especially over on Sui, because of this unlock, because the whole market is dipping. But long term, if you believe in the projects that you're supplying liquidity for, you shouldn't have an issue. Yeah, sure, I'm not making fees at the moment, and I don't really want to completely rebalance this because I'm down $2,000. But then you also kind of have to look at how much you've pulled out of this. Now, I've definitely pulled out more than, I'd say, $1,000, $1,500, something like that. Probably a bit more, actually, if I'm thinking about it, maybe like $1,800. So I'm probably break even at this point with Sui overall. which is decent. So yeah, Sui is unlocking, but the whole market is down. This is $4.8 million. It's not even 0.31 of the total supply, and the market cap for Sui is 1.5 billion. So on the long term, on a longer term horizon, $4.8 million won't really affect the price, in my opinion. So yeah, keep that in mind. Now, if we take a look over on Cetus, if you are worried about your Sui tokens, one thing you can do, again, Cetus is like the main DEX for Sui, but because there's more liquidity in these positions, the APRs aren't as high, or they weren't, especially when, it was at the peak of the APY for Sui positions. The APY wasn't anywhere near as high on here because, again, there's more liquidity on this exchange. So it kind of dilutes the returns. But one thing you can do, if you're out of range like I am, and you're kind of worried about this, just keep going down, you're not making anything. One thing you can do is you can come over to Cetus and you can go over to the vaults, and you can see you can actually stake Sui for 55% APY, if you wanted to do that. Now you can see that this is a vault between HA Sui and Sui. Now if you go and have a look, HA Sui is the exact same price as Sui, and it's literally just a copy paste for Sui, right? So if you take a look, you can go ahead and purchase HA Sui. HA Sui stands for, I don't really want to pronounce that. Hadel Stake Sui is minted when you stake Sui via Hadel. This is a yield-bearing token which represents your ownership of the Sui staked via this project. The staking pool earns validator rewards for securing the Sui network. The value of Sui will appreciate as HA Sui will have the priority utilities of Sui and is usable across the Sui ecosystem. So again, this is basically just backed by Sui essentially. Make sure you do your own research and stuff like that though, because that is pretty important. But yeah, it's pretty much the same price as Sui, right? So if you're really worried, you could come over to Cetus and lock your Sui up for 55% APY. Now, do bear in mind that your rewards are auto-harvested and compounded in your position, so do keep that in mind. Again, you can come to details and you can see what you need. So, let's say I want to stake my $77, then I'm going to need $22 worth of Sui. Now, you can just kind of zap in. I can go ahead and add this liquidity right here. And so you can go ahead and stake that if you wanted to. If you wanted to earn some APY on your Sui, and then when the price comes back up and goes back into your range that you were supplying for, so you don't lose much to a permanent loss, then you could just go ahead and put this back in. So that is one way to negate it. But yeah, my overall thoughts on Sui unlocks. Again, like my long-term thesis is I like Sui, I like the project, so why would I be scared and sell everything? Sure, it'd be nice to start earning more passive income on this. I think right now the APR is about just under 200% a year. So sure, it'd be nice to earn that 200% APY on my liquidity right now. But we're out of range. You kind of have to stick to your strategy. And look, this is a long-term cash flowing investment that we're making. So you don't want to make short-term decisions on a long-term strategy, in my opinion anyway. So yeah, just thought I'd cover all of those bases. But anyway, we've made about $420 for the week, which is about 50% of what we'd usually make. But again, positions have been out of range, volume's been low, and the market's been doing all kinds of weird things. Which, again, due to the halving, buy the rumor, sell the event, or whatever that saying is. Buy the news, sell the event, or buy the rumor, sell the news. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Something like this. Anyway, yeah. So the halving happened, which is great. But now the market's kind of taken a little bit of a dump, which again, it's fine. It's fine. Like you kind of have to zoom out. Like if we zoom out on the market overall, let's take a look at the market cap for crypto, right? If you take a look and zoom out like 90 days, let's do max chart. And maybe let's look at since this time last year, right? 2023. So since last year, right? April. I mean, look, this is where we're at since last year. We're at 1.2. Is that trillion or billion? Yeah, 1.2 trillion, and now we're at 2.4 trillion. So like double. We've doubled the market cap in a year. So again, this is a long-term strategy that we're building here for these positions. So anyway, just thought I'd give you my thoughts on the overall market for this week and give you obviously the update in terms of the earnings. Let me know down below what you think. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.